Let's dive right in. What really separates a successful project from one that just fizzles out? Well, I can tell you it's not about working harder. It's all about working smarter, right from the very first minute. So let's start with a feeling I bet a lot of us know all too well. You know the one. You're on a project, everyone's busy, tickets are closing, but there's this nagging feeling that you're all just kind of drifting, with no real destination in sight. And if any of this on the screen feels painfully familiar, I mean the endless rework, goals that shift every other week, that awful feeling of activity without achievement, you are definitely not alone. And listen, this isn't just bad luck. It's a symptom of a much deeper problem. And here's the crucial point. Most projects that are going to struggle are actually set up to fail before a single line of code is written or a single task is assigned. The failure happens right at the beginning, from a simple inability to answer one question. What does success actually look like for us? But hey, the good news is there's a really powerful and surprisingly simple solution. It all comes down to two distinct pillars that form the foundation of any successful project: your project objectives and your success criteria. Let's break those down. First things first, to stop that drifting, you need a clear destination on your map. That is your project objective. It's a simple, direct statement that answers the question, what exactly are we trying to achieve here? It's not a vague wish, it's a concrete, non-negotiable goal. Okay, so once you have that destination, you need checkpoints along the way, right? You need to prove you're on the right path and that you've actually arrived. Well, those are your success criteria. They answer the question, how will we measure that we've actually succeeded? Now, what's so interesting about this slide is how clearly it separates these two ideas. An objective gives you direction. It's the what. The criteria, that's for evaluation, the how, and they are not interchangeable. Trying to succeed with one but not the other is like trying to navigate with a map but no compass. You absolutely need both. All right, so let's dig into that first pillar. How do you actually create an objective that isn't just some vague hope, but a rock-solid blueprint for where you're going? Well, the answer is you have to make it SMART. Now, you've probably heard of this acronym before, but it is so powerful for a reason. A strong objective has to be specific, measurable, achievable, relevant to the business, and, this one's critical, time-bound. This simple little test transforms a wish into an actual plan. Here is a perfect example of a goal you might see out in the wild. Improve customer satisfaction. I mean, it sounds great, right? Who doesn't want that? But what does it actually mean? How would you even begin to do that? And more importantly, how would you know when you were done? You can't. And this just illustrates the transformation beautifully. Look at this. It's the same core idea, but now it's a real objective. It's specific, we're reducing response time, it's measurable from 24 hours down to 4, and it has a clear deadline, within 6 months. Now your team knows exactly what the target is. And you can create these powerful objectives for your own work just by following this straightforward 4-step process. First, understand the real problem you're solving. Translate that into a specific outcome, run it through that SMART test, and then get everybody to agree on it. It's simple, but it is incredibly effective. Okay, so your destination is set. You've got a SMART objective. Now let's talk about those checkpoints, defining the criteria that prove you've actually arrived and that the whole journey was a success. You know, a really common trap is thinking success is only about being on time and on budget. But as this slide shows, real success is multidimensional. Did you deliver actual business value? Are your stakeholders happy? Is the quality where it needs to be? All of these things matter. And just like with objectives, defining your criteria follows a really clear process. Figure out what dimensions of success matter for your specific project, define exactly how you're going to measure them, put someone's name next to each metric, and then make it official so there's no arguing about it later. And you really want to be aware of these common mistakes. On the objective side, vague language just creates confusion. And for your criteria, if you only focus on time and cost, you might finish a project that delivers absolutely no real value to the business. What a waste. So let's pull all this together. I want to show you a quick, practical example that makes these concepts really, really tangible. What does this actually look like when you're running a project? Perfect. Look at this real-world example. The objective is the clear what. Implement a new HR system in 9 months. Simple. But the proof of success, the real magic, is in the criteria. We're not just asking, did we launch it on time? We're asking, did it actually work? Did it reduce payroll errors? Did employees actually use it? Did it make the HR team faster? See, that is the difference between just finishing a project and delivering real value. And you should always remember, the true measure of a project's success often comes months after the team has celebrated and moved on. Finishing on time is great. That's your short-term success. But delivering lasting impact and a real return on investment, that, my friends, is the long-term prize we're all after. If you take just one thing away from this whole explainer, please let it be this. This is the most important point. Hard work can't save a project that has a fuzzy destination. A project's fate is pretty much sealed by the clarity you establish right at the very, very beginning. So the next time you kick off a new initiative, or maybe you find yourself on a project that feels like it's drifting, just stop and ask this simple but incredibly powerful question, because your ability to answer it will, in the end, define your outcome.